When I am graphing inequalities, the two questions I need to ask myself are open or closed. Okay, now, if the symbol does not have a line underneath, like a greater than or a less than, these are open circles. This means this means that the number can't be -3. It can only be greater than -3. Okay, so I'm going to put an open circle at -3. Now this, for example, means that the number can be less than 0, but it can also be equal to 0. So that looks like this, a closed circle. Okay, so when it has a line underneath, that means it's a closed circle because that means it can be equal to the number. And if it doesn't have a line underneath, it has an open circle. Okay, so in this case, x is greater than -3. How did I know this was a greater than? Because the mouth is open towards the x. The mouth is always open towards the larger number. So I'm going to shade the numbers that are greater than -3. The numbers that are larger are over to the right. Okay, you can just shade the arrow on the end. Okay, over here, this is a less than, right? These numbers are less than 0. What numbers are less than 0? These negative numbers over here are less than 0. Okay, so I would shade over to the left and the arrow on the end. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Open or closed? Open. Put an open circle at 1. Shade left or right. This is a less than sign. The mouth is open towards the 1, which tells me that 1 is the larger number, meaning the x is the smaller number. So I'm going to shade the values that are less than 1. Over here, open or closed? Closed. And this here, the mouth is open towards the x. That means the x is the larger value. So I'm going to shade the values that are larger than 2. Right, my larger values are always to the right on a number line. When I solve inequalities, I treat it just like an equation. You can put the line even where you normally put it on the equal sign. The only thing you need to remember is that when you divide, multiply, or divide, by a negative number, you have to flip the direction of the sign. Okay, so let's see if we end up multiplying or dividing by a negative number in this problem. I'm going to try to get x by itself. First, I'm going to get rid of the plus 15 by subtracting 15. Bring down -7x equals, oh, not equals, sorry, is greater than 42. Now I need x by itself. X is being multiplied by -7. I'm going to divide by -7. Notice right here, I am dividing by a negative number. So I have to flip the sign. So I get x. Notice here the mouth is open towards the x. I'm going to flip it the other way. And then a positive divided by a negative is a negative. 42 divided by 7 is 6. Okay, what matters is the sign of this number right here. It doesn't matter if this number is positive or negative, or if this number is positive or negative. What matters is if I am multiplying or dividing by a negative number, then the sign flips.